I walked in expecting a quiet night, only to find my girlfriend tangled up on the couch with the same man she once introduced to me as her cousin. But instead of exploding, I smiled, because she had no idea her biggest lie was about to become the reason she lost everything. My name is Adrian, and when I met Talia, she was the kind of woman who made the whole world blur around her. We were in our late 20s, just two people trying to make sense of life. Nothing fancy, no big titles, just two souls who seemed to fit. Our first year together felt like bliss. Movie nights, long drives, shared secrets, and promises whispered in the quiet. She made me feel chosen, like I was finally someone who mattered. She also had a big family, or so she said. One person she always talked about was her cousin, a guy named Rylan. She claimed they were incredibly close. Childhood memories, lots of history, the whole thing. I never had a reason to doubt her. Not then. Things changed slowly. Talia started hiding her phone more often, turning it face down, guarding it like it held national secrets. I'd wake up at 2 or 3 a.m. and hear her whispering in the hallway. When I asked who she was talking to, she'd say it was Rylan. He's going through stuff, she'd insist. But it didn't feel right. She also started canceling plans, girls' nights, errands, random excuses, and every time she bailed, guess who magically texted her minutes later? Rylan. Still, I told myself she wouldn't lie. Not someone I had given my whole heart to, not someone who said she loved me every night. But denial has a way of making a fool out of you, and deep down, I knew something sinister was unfolding. Her lie unraveled faster than she expected. One evening, she told me she needed a self-care weekend with her friends, something about recharging and having space. I nodded, kissed her goodbye, and watched her drive off, but something gnawed at me. So I opened the location-sharing app we'd installed months earlier after she lost her phone. She had forgotten it still tracked her, and she wasn't at any hotel. She wasn't with friends. She was at my place. Confused, I rushed home. My hands were shaking. My heart was breaking before I even turned the doorknob. Inside, I heard laughter, her laughter, soft, intimate, and then a man's voice. I stepped into the living room and saw them, on my couch, lips locked, shirts halfway gone, and the man she claimed was her cousin looked right at me, smirking like he had won. Talia jumped up, babbling excuses, swearing I misunderstood, promising he was just comforting her. But in that moment, everything inside me went silent. I didn't shout. I didn't cry. I simply walked out, because the revenge I was planning required patience, not anger. I knew Talia and Rylan wanted my place. They had joked about it before, complimented it, fantasized about events they could host there. I didn't think much of it then, but now it all made sense, so I gave it to them, sort of. A week later, I told Talia I forgave her, told her I wanted to work things out, pretended to be heartbroken and desperate. She played along fast, too fast. She loved being wanted. I suggested we take space, but stay on good terms, and I offered to let her stay at my place for a while since she said she needed stability. Of course she accepted. She couldn't wait to move her things in. What she didn't know? The lease wasn't mine anymore. I had ended the lease and moved into a new place quietly. The landlord knew everything and agreed to wait until she settled in before serving notice. 1 week later, she and cousin Rylan were officially homeless. She called me screaming, crying, threatening, begging. I simply told her the truth. I gave you what you wanted, a place to be together. I never promised you could keep it. Then I blocked them both. I rebuilt my life slowly. New space, new peace, new boundaries. I learned to trust myself again, to listen to my instincts, and to never apologize for walking away from someone who disrespects me. Sometimes the best revenge is letting people destroy themselves with the same lies they thought could fool you forever. Karma doesn't always come crashing down loudly. Sometimes it arrives quietly in the form of consequences they never saw coming. For more real-life stories of heartbreak, revenge, and transformation, make sure you subscribe to SilkMirror.